Have you guys noticed that the most inappropriate people give the most, or at least try to give the most appropriate advice about weight loss or maybe exercising? I'm going to give you a couple of things today. Number one, surgeries, pills, injections are not going to change your mindset. So after the surgery is done, and the injection is done, and you take all the pills and you lose all the weight, what happens with your mindset? Have you changed your mindset? Remember, doing anything in life that requires work cannot be solved with a quick fix. Getting a surgery, taking some pills, injecting yourself are short-term things that don't require a lot of mindset change. All it requires is that you make a decision, you find the money, and you do it. It's what people are going for nowadays. But what if you gave yourself a year to get from where you are today to get from to where you want to be tomorrow? Well, you know what? A year is too much for some people. They want instant gratification, instant results. That ain't going to happen unless you do a surgery or inject yourself or take some pills. So what happens to the head? Right there, the brain. What happens to your brain? What do you do when the pills are gone, the injections are gone, the surgery is over? What do? Have you changed your mindset? No. 95% of the people who have these kinds of surgeries and resort to these kinds of methods for weight loss end up gaining it back and even more. Why? Because once your body gets reused to the eating again, you're always gonna go back to where you were. It's like a spring. You pulled it, you let it go, you released it, and it went back. Where did it go back? The spring went back to itself. The position where it was when you began, when you pulled it, to where it was. So how do you extend your mindset, right? So that, you know what? You don't have to resort to some of these more drastic measures. You change it. You can't make anything happen with the mindset you have today. If you're overweight, or if you haven't lost the weight you wanted, or you went back after having a surgery, or you took some pills and you're back to where you were before, you had that initial reaction, that initial result. It worked for a little bit, and all of a sudden you find yourself eating all that other stuff that you didn't want to eat. Guess what? It's because you didn't change your mindset. None of these programs come with a mindset change methodology. They just give you a quick fix, and then what they expect you to do is, yeah, you can't eat because your stomach is smaller. But here's what happens. Your stomach begins to expand again, and then eventually you're back to where you were. So here's what I would recommend. Give yourself a year. Yeah, a year. Is that too much to ask? In the grand scheme of things, give yourself a year and focus on small, achievable goals to get to where you want to get. I'm going to come back tomorrow or maybe the next day with another tip. Give yourself a year. It's going to work. And then eventually what you'll find is that in that year, with my recommendations, you're going to change some habits. And changing the habits is what's going to change. Guess what? And I'm going to give you a little tidbit. Junk food is designed so that you can eat it, feel good, and then a half an hour later, you want more. And then you go grab another bag, and then you stick your hand in it. You eat a bunch of it. You're satisfied. You come back 2 hours later, and you're on that constant. Observe people who do this. They're on that constant spree of eating. Constant. Why? Because the food is not your fault. The food is designed to make you feel like you want more. It's addictive. They have addictive things in them. And somebody pulled the bag away from me the other day, in which I was very glad, from my hands. And they said, don't do that. Don't eat that. And I said, why? Because I know how much you like to take care of yourself. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I appreciate it. And you got to have somebody to keep you straight. If you don't have somebody to support you, you're in big trouble. You got to motivate yourself. So junk food, what does it do? It makes you hungrier. Soda, what does it do? It makes you thirsty for it more. So sugar, soda, junk food, all that stuff is designed so that you can come back again and again every so often. Have a great day, everybody.